Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Airi Pan. Now, she does have a recent video on YouTube, and I think that's how I found her work. It was through that video on sketching. That's the idea or the thesis of her video. It's a good video. I will try linking it in the description below. But yeah, I've seen her illustrations before, so I'm glad I found her work again, I guess. But let me just show you one of them that kind of really stuck out to me because I've seen some of these here and there retweeted or reposted on Twitter, sometimes on ArtStation. I think it was this one. I saw this, I'm not sure where, but I remember seeing this and I was like, oh shit. Like she kind of has like different influences. Some of her work is more like it's part anime, part editorial illustration, and also part concept art. Like she has like such a diverse way of sharing her concepts or ideas, and I do like that. Like she does have that diversity, but the way she paints, there is a kind of style there where she's fairly consistent. A lot of her artwork does look a little more clean. So let me just zoom in here. You will see this a lot in editorial illustrations where the edges are very clean. They do like layering their pieces, meaning, for example, the chair, the character, they have like their own specified layers, and like it's a very efficient way of painting, and it's gonna end up being very organized. But it used to kind of not annoy me, but I used to think that was a downside to creativity because it's so structured in that way. But looking at the work of Airi Pan, like a lot of her work, even though the edges are very clean, I don't see like very impressionistic brushstrokes. Like it looks so nice. It looks so like expressive, even though it's fairly clean, right? So one more here. I found this one too. Now this one's pretty recent for me, but let me just. It's taking a while to load, but let me just click on it. Wait, let me just escape. Look at that. Let's zoom in. Right? Like even in this view, you don't actually need to render the face, obviously, because they're so far out. That's the case for Shinji, the guy over here, and the girl is Asuka. Apparently, you pronounce it as Asuka, not Asuka. So some of you mentioned how the Japanese pronunciation is done, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, the edges super clean, very She has very strong shapes, very strong silhouettes. Like there are some parts that she doesn't even add the detail anymore, just because it makes sense to not overdo the piece. But I like how some parts just seem to fade out, especially in the areas in shadow. Like she just knows how to stop and not overdo her pieces. But yeah, it just looks so freaking cool. And yeah, it still looks painterly, so that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, I do like the kind of that fade out effect. I'm not sure if she's using some kind of blending brush for that or a very big brush, because I think if my eyes are not fooling me, I do see a little bit of brush spacing. So maybe they're using a very big brush to achieve this kind of like vertical fade out effect. It almost looks like watercolor sometimes, right? There's another one here. I actually did not know she made it, but I was so happy when I found it. Let me just scroll down. Lots of good work here to see. Different styles. Oh, this one. I've seen this so many times in like wallpaper sites. Those free wallpaper sites. Apparently, it's this piece. Let me just let it load. Yeah, this piece is a work by Airi Pan. So I was so glad to find the actual artist who did this piece. So it's an Evangelion fan art. And again, for Shinji, the face is not even that rendered because at this view, you don't really need to render the face. So again, it's like knowing when to stop. I also like the smoke, I guess, or the water coming. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but there's some kind of explosion. The Ava is kind of coming out of something. I'm guessing they're kind of in water. I do see a bridge here. I'm not sure if this is in San Francisco. Who knows? But yeah, very cool. And again, if you look at the way it's painted, the edges are so clear. The silhouettes are strong. But it's complemented by this sort of like really brushy, like crazy like smoke effects, maybe water effects, some fire, even the atmosphere in the background, the clouds, the sky. Everything else though, the foreground, including Shinji and the main character here, were the main sort of focal point. Obviously, the Evangelion mecha. Very clear edges. And yeah, I think they have a little bit of that gouache kind of approach where they like to chunk the way they render, meaning I don't see like extremely pushed paint, which you can achieve with a bunch of mixer slash blending brushes. Let me just click this one. Right? Again, strong silhouette, strong shapes. The edges are very clear, no ambiguity, but they have a very efficient almost way of painting. And again, even with this like whole shadow, let me just show you. Even with this whole shadow, oh my god. Wait, what's going on here? Jeez. Even with this like shadow thing, right? Let me just draw this part over here. Like, do you see how there are like strokes, like really big brush strokes, covering these like dark spaces? Even though it's not heavily, it's pretty much like one big shape, and then you have like a big brush stroke where you go back and forth to sort of fill that space up, right? Because you don't need that much detail usually in shadows, and then everywhere else it's a bit more. I guess like you do see lots of more brush strokes, even for this part of the hair, clearly in shadow, but you just see more like value variation. So it does seem more like it has more volume, I guess. But for the clothing here, for the coat, the coat, it's a lot more chunked out, right? Or more like shapy. And you do see this a lot in like editorial illustrations, this kind of style. I'm not really even sure like what she identifies as. I mean, clearly she is an artist, but she kind of, I think she can pretty much do everything at this at this point. So that's pretty cool. I do like the painterly brushstrokes here and there in some parts, right? And look at this side of the hair or this part of the hair. You will see, oh Christ, you will see this a lot in anime too. I think it's part of the hair. Like, if it's sort of in the other side, it's kind of in, technically it's supposed to be in shadow, right? But instead of just making it like black or something, they decide to make it like a light value. Pretty much the same value as the one here. So I do see that a lot in anime, and it helps sort of push the face forward a bit without it being too strong. Because if you made this maybe like a super dark value, it can be too much. And besides, the face already has like, or is mostly in shadow anyway, so adding more shadow doesn't really make sense. So I think that's a very cool detail. Lots more. We have like a cool piece here from It's Near Automata. I forgot this character's name, the one with the, like this one in the far left, but I do know 2B and 9S. I do know 2B is slightly taller than 9S. The girl being taller than the guy, so that's pretty cute. I don't know, they're such a cute couple. I haven't played the game, I don't play games, but I do know a little bit from watching the anime. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Now this one does feel a little more painterly. You do see a lot more texture here. Look at that. It's so like, it's clean, the word. Like the edges just seem more refined, right? Look at that. Now this one does have a little bit of line work, I guess. You do see it in the end or finished illustration. So that's a good example of her variety or her diversity in her style, right? And I think she's very experimental. You will see it in her like YouTube video, in her video about sketching, because she does like use like pens, markers, like brush pens, color pencils. Like she uses a lot of different tools, and I think that has in a way, I think anyway, affected her digital art as well. So, or sometimes maybe it's the digital art, and then she brings it back to traditional, and that's how it sort of like feeds into each other. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think I like her efficiency. Like she doesn't seem to waste a lot of like strokes, but at the same time, it's not overdone. Or no, sorry, like it doesn't feel mechanical, because sometimes when the edges are too clean, it can look sort of plain and boring, and sometimes the artistry sort of lost. You will see this a lot with vector art. It can end up that way. I mean, I know there's plenty of vector art that look very artistic, but I think some of you get what I mean. Where if it's too clean, it almost looks like it was done with a machine and not by hand. So it just feels like it takes you away a little bit. But for her, even if she does clean up the edges, like she just knows how to, not overdo it, right? For example, this one. Let me just click on this. I've seen this character before. It looks like, I forgot, it's like an elf person with blonde hair. I forgot. I constantly see fan art of this person. I think it's fan art. But this one is more of a quick painting. If you look at the background, everything is so simplified. It's almost like a gouache painting, right? I do see some, what do you call this? A Terminator line, maybe? Where the edge is kind of orangey. So it just makes it look more. You will see this a lot, mostly in skin, kind of like here in this spot. Let me just show you. There's a term for it, not Terminator line, but also like subsurface scattering. Although sometimes you will see it in non-flesh stuff. For example, here it just adds a bit of that. I don't know, something. But yeah, a lot of it's mostly clean, right? It's very presentable, but it's not too, again, mechanical. It still has an artistry in there, which I do like. Here we have a maid. Can we zoom in? Christ, look at that. Yeah, and she can do like really full illustrations. It's not just like a spot illustration or a sketch. Like she can go all the way, and it's so cool seeing her work. Like basically, a lot of her work can be like posters, book covers, editorial illustrations for like magazines, concept art, right? Card illustrations maybe. Yeah, magazine covers again. Look at that. So we have like, I know that this artist, this is by ASK, Askia, I think, on Twitter or X. Oh, so maybe her work is in this magazine. I'm not sure if this is like a legit thing, but maybe like by Pixiv, who knows? We have a free ran fan art here. Look at that, right? I do see a little bit of RGB shift going on here. It's always a good classic effect to add to your paintings. And look at that. It's so clean, but it still has that artistry, like artistic vibe to it. Even the way the grasses were done, it's so like cool. Look at that. Oh, it's the blue flower reminding her of what's his name again? Hyman. This one reminds me a little bit of maybe Yoniyamamai. I'm not even sure. Interesting. Because I do see a lot of like swoopy lines, which is very common in Yoniyamamai's work. So and there's also another one, another like artist. It's a girl. Like she did this piece of. It has this sort of same effect or visual look, but she has a piece of the character from Spy Family. Is it not Yuri? The woman, the assassin chick. And essentially the art piece is her in this kind of back view, and her kind of looking to you basically from the back. Forgetting her name, Foraye something. Oh my god, my brain is struggling to remember their name, but it's something like that. Foraye. I don't know. Oh yeah, I do recommend you check out her Instagram because I do think she has way more posts there. I'm just looking at her website. So I will try linking her links in the description below. But yeah, I do recommend you just dive into her work. I do think for this piece, she does explain it on Instagram. From what I recall, I think it was a request from her mom or something, or inspired by her mom because her mom likes plates or this kind of ornamented, what is it, like Chinese plates. And so she did like a fan art of that concept, or a piece inspired by the concept. Did she draw the whole thing, or is the environment in 3D? I'm not even sure anymore. But if you watch, because I think she posted like a video of that process, and you can see her really just paint everything pretty much, like the vase, the plates, The feet. There you go. The characters. Oh, I do see some line work being shown for this one. Just a little bit, although it's hard to see. And the tone of it or the color of the line is very close to the skin, so it's like a pseudo line work kind of art piece. Although it's mostly on the characters rather than the environment, but yeah, even the lighting here, the Terminator line. Can I show it? Oh shit! Let me just click on this. In this Terminator line thing, it's not. Is it? I'm not even sure why it's orange, but it looks good. Usually, I do see this mostly on the skin, but I guess you can put it on like non-organic stuff, right? Same thing here. It just, yeah, it's so inspiring looking at her work. But so I do recommend you check out their work. I will link the website, Instagram, and I think that a recent YouTube video. She also has like a bunch of videos on her Instagram, like showing her painting process. So you will see a lot of like clips of her painting. So I'm very glad to see that sort of more in-depth process over there. But yeah, so that's it for this art review of Airi or Airi Pan. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Fuck. Bye.